Welcome back, YouTube. In today's video, we're going to talk about the manipulation that's going on in Dogecoin and the fact that Dogecoin is literally at war with a lot of these institutions and these big whales who simply want Dogecoin to either cease to exist altogether or be at a dramatically lower price. And today, looking over the charts, I found something very, very interesting that we're going to talk about as well. So let's get into the price action and talk about how Dogecoin is literally under attack. So as you can see in the chart here, Dogecoin is literally has a lot of support, like right directly beneath us here at around like the 8.2 range, which is typical for Doge. Dogecoin has a lot of buys coming in at these price ranges. The community has been waiting on an opportunity to get Doge down this low. This has been like the sentiment of the entire market to say, hey, look, if Dogecoin ever goes below $10, 10 cents, I'm a buyer. So this is pretty much expected here at these ranges. What's not expected is the price action that we're seeing downward, or the selling pressure that we see building to push Dogecoin even lower. But we're going to talk about that a little later. As you know, this is courtesy of Bookmap, and I do have a link in the description if you would like to be able to utilize this platform for yourself. You know that the darker the line is below the equilibrium point, the more buy orders you see in there. Red is the absolute most amount of buy orders. That means that it's extreme liquidity. And if Dogecoin got a breakdown into that liquidity, you would see a buy order. So those are those bigger green bubbles that you see there. That's Dogecoin dipping down into those liquidity. And as they're trying to push it down, and we see those orders start to fill, and you get that bounce right back up. If they start to rally too much, then you'll see some liquidity on the opposite side trying to push it back down. And this is one of the reasons here that if you look at the shorts chart, which we're going to take a look at, we've seen the shorts stay inside of their position for over a week straight, putting negative pressure on Dogecoin to try and stabilize it where it is now so that they can position themselves to put it down. And we're going to compare it to the all-time or the institution's favorite coin, which is Bitcoin, because in my discussions here, as I write articles and put them on Reddit and Twitter and stuff like that, people are consistently telling me, oh, well, it's just tracing Bitcoin. Bitcoin's down. That's why Dogecoin's down. These are two separate things here, and I have evidence, and we're going to talk about it. Bitcoin is a lot more tied to supply and demand. Dogecoin, this here is artificially tilting the scales of supply and demand here to get a desired reaction here in the price. This is not freely flowing like supply and demand. To prove this, let's take a look here at Bitcoin's short position. And then we're going to compare it to Dogecoin short position. And I want you to tell me if you see something different. Now, this is Bitcoin shorts. Now, all positions, whether that's a crypto or a stock, all positions typically have people who are short. But what you see is when people are shorting an asset, they do not expose themselves to certain risks for long periods of time. They typically will get in if they're able to get the price movement that they want. They get out, or if it doesn't work out, they close the position and they get out. So typically you'll see a spike up and a spike down, spike up, spike down. So this is what we see here with Bitcoin. This is pretty normal price movement here. We see this spike up here on 11, and they came in and closed the position, and they're relatively down here, roughly around their 21-day moving average. This also means that there aren't any open, these little fake sell orders pushing down on the price of Bitcoin. So when Bitcoin has these movements here of these sell-offs and this negative pressure, that is supply and demand. These shorts are here simply to capitalize off of the breakdown in those sell-offs in the market. That is a typical short position. That's typically how you short. You capitalize off of people needing liquidity, or if you see a curve in demand and you have evidence of a retrace, you jump in and say, hey, I'm going to ride this down, and then you jump off. That is normal shorting behavior. Now let's take a look at Dogecoin. So if we take a look here at Dogecoin shorts, we will see something that is very unusual and extremely different from Bitcoin. This is why I say the price movements are two separate things here. We see that shorts have been consistently at Dogecoin's 200-day moving average for shorts for over a week now. They typically ran the price up from the 21-day moving average to the 200-day moving average, and they literally have been trending sideways in this position here at the 200-day moving average and have not closed out those positions. What does that mean? That means that those fake sell orders, those that promise to buy back in and return the asset, they have not done yet. When they shorted the position, they created those immediate sells to push the price down, and they're staying inside of those positions. This is why I believe this is why short should be legal, because now they have the option to either close out these positions, which I don't believe that they're trying to do, or they could just double down and start inshorting even more to create more downward pressure and to break through that support that we have right underneath Dogecoin. This is two different things. This is not the chart that you just saw on Bitcoin when they rallied in and they got in and they got out. No, we're saying that, okay, hey, we want that negative pressure to stay there on Dogecoin and then give us the option to kind of, do whatever later on. This is not supply and demand. This is not Dogecoin mirroring Bitcoin and saying, oh, well, it's going to go down just because Bitcoin's down. I know it's easy to assume to say, hey, Bitcoin's down, Dogecoin's down, and stuff like that. And then typically, yes, that's how it works. I'm not saying Dogecoin would have never got a consolidation or Dogecoin shouldn't have got a consolidation. That's healthy for any market. But what I'm saying is Dogecoin's price point is artificially lower than what it should be, and it went down dramatically faster. And I could open this chart up and we can look at it over the last 6 months or so. Yes, Dogecoin would have consolidated, but it certainly had a lot of help on the way down. But just in case this isn't enough, let's take it a step further. These are Dogecoin long positions. These are the people that are coming in and pretty much doing the opposite of shorting, and they're coming in and they're taking long positions because they're bullish on the coin. They're next to zero. There are practically no long positions in Dogecoin from these investors, from these institutions. The same way that they can come in and borrow coins and take a short position, they can do so on the opposite side too, and just say, hey, look, we're going to create a buy, and hopefully this will run up, and we'll just do a spread on in between. This is why I say this is literally a war between retail and the institutions that are lending these coins to short them. And let's go even a step further. If we look at the data for Dogecoin saying that, hey, 65% of all wallets have Dogecoin in it, that means that if you pull two wallets, random wallets, more than likely one of them is going to have Dogecoin. If you go look at Coinbase and say, hey, it's the number eight and of all cryptocurrency that we offer here in terms of popularity. If you say, hey, Dogecoin is in the top 10 cryptocurrencies in terms of market cap, if you look at the pools of liquidity like I did on Bookmap, you know that people are buying. So you have here no long positions coming in from the institutions, straight downward pressure momentum from the institution with their short positions that are in the coin. Then of course you do have the people that are actually selling. All of this is creating this downward pressure on Dogecoin. Even though you just saw it for yourself in the pools of liquidity here, the community is actually buying. But it appears that this Dogecoin has hit a steel wall. Like Dogecoin can just not break above it. Yeah, that steel wall is the wall of shorts. Imagine that in the pools of liquidity that I just showed you, where you have that the pools of liquidity below, and when the opposite happens up top and you have that pool of liquidity pushing those sell orders down, just imagine that pool of liquidity is the short positions as I just showed you that are going across at the 200-day moving average. That's technically what we're battling against. I don't want to hear anyone say Dogecoin's tracing Bitcoin until we have shorts enter into a short position in Bitcoin and remain there for 8 days straight. That doesn't happen in Bitcoin, and it hasn't happened. They typically get in that position, they'll creep their way up, and they'll check for a divergence to see, hey, okay, look, we have a reversal here, and they get in and they get out. These are two separate functions here that are driving these coins. It's not just simply because Bitcoin is down. Yes, both of them are down, but Dogecoin is down for artificial reasons. And I do believe that's because Dogecoin is held so much. And at these prices, Dogecoin is being purchased so much, they cannot afford for Dogecoin to appear like a hedge or have a rally when everything else is red. You psychologically, you don't want to have a green coin when everything else is red. So if you have like the top 10 or something, you're going to have to watch those very closely, because as the coins get red, especially if you need liquidity and you have to sell off some of your other assets, you're going to have to spend the money to make sure that they're trending down together. Otherwise, you're going to make the one that you don't want seem more attractive than the one that you actually are long-term in. And I believe this is the case with Dogecoin and Bitcoin. This is why it's very fundamental that you remove your coins from the exchanges. I know that, hey, it's become really popular now. Like every other post I see on Reddit is saying, remove your coins. This is really great. I'm glad you guys are getting the concept, but we have to do this together. We have to make like a unified stance against this BS. Otherwise, these coins are going to continue to get lent out because these institutions, they do not care. They're making money on both sides of this. This is an excellent stream of income for them. and they're going to lend these coins out, and they're going to pretty much use your position against you. So those fake coins, those synthetic coins that they have in the market right now, generating those fake sell orders, they cannot afford to return them because that's going to remove the pressure and Dogecoin will rally. Therefore, they cannot afford to not have to close out those positions right now. And the reason I say that they're fake is because your Dogecoin cannot be in two places at one time. If you have a Dogecoin here and it's purchased and it's in your wallet, that contributes to the stability of the coin. It's a purchased asset. You got positive buying pressure for it, and you're holding it. That's a neutral standpoint in the asset. But if you take that Dogecoin and lend it out and create a sell order on that same Dogecoin, then you have created basically a synthetic coin to put downward momentum on the coin. So you cannot have your coin creating neutral or positive buying pressure and then have that same coin create downward pressure as well to drive the price down to generate a spread. That is manipulation, and technically it's impossible. So this is one of the ways that they use leverage, and they have that 2-for-1, or in some cases 3-to-1, depending on how they hide and do their books, to create these margins in the account to generate money. We have an advantage over the stock market. We have the ability to remove our coins from the exchanges. If they want to lend coins out, make them go on the market and get their own coins. Do not hold your coins on these exchanges. And be careful where you get your nanos and stuff like that as well, because some of them are broken or they're illegitimate. I have a link directly to the Nano website in the description so that you know you're getting something authentic. I'm not claiming to be a know-it-all or some type of guru or anything like that. I just want fair markets for all. That's why I named the channel Disruption a while ago, because I saw the corruption and stuff like that that was going on in the market. And that's literally what I do as far as to look at charts and for information to try and find the crack in the fabric. We have a few ways that this can play out, but step one starts with everyone removing their coins from the exchanges. Depending on how they want to play ball, we'll go from there at that time. If they really want to test us and put themselves in a position to be squeezed, then that's on them. But we're going to cross that bridge when we get to it. But as of right now, we need to remove our coins from the exchanges. That is priority number one. Yes, you can have a small amount of coins on there if you're looking to trade, or if you're looking to bounce around between like your cold and your hot wallet for for small purchases and stuff like that. Whatever you're looking to do is also utility in the coin. Yes, I completely understand that, but the vast majority of your coin should be in your own personal wallet. This is why if you have if you're doing your portfolio and you have 95%, 5% on, 98%, 2% on, then you can have the opportunity here to kind of bounce it in between your portfolios. Even if you want to do it in real time, you can do that. Or if you want to keep some on, I know a lot of you guys are worried about earning interest and staking and stuff like that. Yes, they still have the opportunity to lend your coin. Just be careful with what percentage of your portfolio that you have on these exchanges, or if you just want to have immediate access to them. And if you really just want to earn extra crypto, they have certain programs even with credit cards and stuff like that, that you can actually earn rewards in crypto. And that can kind of be a way to kind of compensate for those lucrative staking rewards that they're offering. BlockFi has one of those programs, and I have a link in the description for them as well. If you're wondering how you can support the channel, you can do that for free by liking this video, sharing it with a friend, and making sure that you are subscribed to the channel. I think that all Dogecoin holders certainly need to hear this message. You guys have been doing an excellent job of sharing the write-ups and the videos and stuff like that. So the word has definitely gotten out. I appreciate all of you guys for that. The way these exchanges do things as far as in crypto, this rabbit hole goes pretty deep. I'll be revealing more in the coming days and weeks. But as for now, just know that the step one is removing your coins from the exchanges. I appreciate all of you. Thank you. And until next time.